Here we have the current stock market update for SoundHound AI Incorporated, stock ticker SOUN. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, this is the 4-hour time frame. We're going to sort of take a step back here and look at the broader view a bit here to sort of assess the trend from a broader perspective. This is the 4-hour time frame, so every candle here represents a 4-hour trading period. And what we can see here is that share prices really have not been able to overcome this prior resistance zone that is found at $5.15. This does fairly match up fairly closely to the prior price highs, which were developed during the end of August. So what you're really seeing here, is a fairly obvious range top that has seen some breakage to the top side. We have seen some instances where share prices have actually managed to pop above here a bit, but we really haven't seen anything on a closing basis that has managed to rise above this level. So essentially, all of these trading wicks here do show evidence that share prices are starting to run into some resistance right near this level. Currently, what we're looking at here is a downside price movement of roughly $4.78, and I do think that this is an important level to watch to the downside because I think I'm really viewing this area as sort of a range bottom at the moment, sort of a sideways trading period here. And if we do see a break below there, I do think that momentum could start to accelerate to the downside. Really, the reason that I say this is because what we're looking at here is a prior support zone, which would have been developed during the September 17 trading session. And then in addition to that, we have this sort of flatlining blue line here, which is the 200 period exponential moving average. So if we were to see a break below here and perhaps a closing period below here today, that would be a fairly negative event because it is the Friday trading session, and that would mean that we would not only see a daily close below here, but also a weekly close below this level. So in my view, the real level to watch here to the downside comes in right around 473 or so, 472, 473. And ideally, if you're bullish on this stock, what I think you would like to see would be share price movements, or at least a closing period that rests above this level. So, to the top side, I do think that this 510 to 515 area is pretty important. You can sort of split the difference with this. If you're looking for a more exact resistance zone, I think that 510 is a fair assessment of this current resistance situation here. And then if we do see a break above there, the major level that I'm watching here to the top side does come in at this 550 area. There are a few different important reasons that I point to this level specifically. First would be the fact that this is a double top resistance zone. So we can see here that this was initially formed during the August 13 trading session initially, and then retested during the August 21 trading session. So, if we sort of zoom in here, we can see that this is definitely a double top resistance area. And then in addition to that, what you have here is the 618 retracement of this declining trending move. So I'm still viewing this move here as the major influential, most powerful controlling price move for stock prices at the moment. So this would really be the price decline from 645 to 394. That would be the price high from roughly the middle of July to the price low coming in during the August 5 trading session. So if we're looking at this price movement here as the major dominant trending move, the 61.8% retracement of that move comes in at 550, which is also really a round number. We can't really deny that. And then we also have this double top resistance zone that's forming there as well. So, things are looking a bit heavy here at the moment. I do think that if we break below that 472 area roughly and close below there, I think that would probably be the worst case scenario, because at that stage, what you could be dealing with here would be a lower resistance zone relative to that 550 area previously. I mean, we could be seeing resistance here move down from 550 to now 510. So just to finally close out the video here, if we look at the indicator reading, there are some important signals that can be seen here. As we can see, we do have a bit of a symmetrical triangle condition here at the moment. Overall, share prices are roughly equal here in terms of the trend direction. So what we're seeing here, is a downward momentum indication here, condition, which does suggest that share prices were, likely to start to encounter resistance levels right around this 515 mark. So that would be this price failure here. As we can see, share prices force the relative strength index into this area, and then we see a bit of a failure here where the RSI moves below its own exponential moving average. So those are negative signals here, but we do still have some, positive outlook here because the slightly longer term momentum condition here does still point to positive territory. So as we can see here, if we go back to the roughly June 20 trading session, we started to see this positive uptrend develop in the relative strength index. So this does suggest that the overall trend momentum here is slightly more positive than it is negative. So, overall, this is sort of a symmetrical triangle, kind of a falling wedge type of trading pattern here. And so it's starting to tighten at the moment. So I do think that we're going to get a fairly decisive break here in one direction or the other relatively soon. I don't like the fact that we're coming right into that 472 support zone because you could start to see sharp prices fall through this uptrend here, and then at the same time break through that 472 area. If that were to happen, I think that you could start to see losses accelerate to the downside. If we do start to see some support develop here relatively soon, and we do see the relative strength index bounce off of this uptrend line here and start to move into the positive direction, that would then make it much easier for the indicator to break above its recent downtrend line here. So I do think that we're coming into a bit of a decisive moment here, a bit of a moment of truth here, one direction or the other. I mean, one side has to sort of win out here relatively soon. So we don't exactly know which direction that will be at the moment. But we do have to sort of wait for a break here in one direction or the other before we can make a more decisive assessment there. So these are the key levels that I'm watching for this price chart, roughly 472 on the downside, roughly 510 to the top side. And then if we do see a break of 510, then you start to target this 550 resistance zone. Here's the current stock market update for SoundHound AI Incorporated, stock ticker SOUN. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.